Hey guys, and we're back. Last time we talked about the zombie set, and today we're going to be having a look at the werewolf set. And remember, if you have any interest in Transformers and hearing my opinions on the latest news, please check out the Moonbase 2 podcast. We have links below. And if you have any interest at all, please go and have a listen. If you don't like it, well, it's one episode, it'll be an hour or two off your life, so I'd say it's worth a go. So let's get straight on to the looking at the Legos, peoples.
So here's the werewolf set, guys, and this is your mid-range to cheap price point in Lego kit sets. And I mean, it's not a bad little set, but we'll get straight on and talk about the minifigures as always. So we start off with, of course, the werewolf here, and he's cool. He's got these Wolverine claws, which do glow in the dark. They are held just with a peg in the hand, which is a bit unfortunate, but I think the effect works fairly well. We'll zoom into his face because his head's really cool. It's got a really good sculpt to it for, a Lego dude. And quite well painted. His lovely fur on the back there and a great little mush. And he looks fierce. And yeah, it's not rubbery plastic at all, so you don't need to worry about him being squishy. As we pull his head off, as you can see, it's not like a mask or a helmet. It's just literally a head that you poke on. But here is his body. He's got these lovely tattered robes. He looks like he was a lumberjack at one point because, bare arms, of course, and tattered back. And he's got these lovely denim jeans, which he's ripped apart as well. And again, a nice little belt. I like the fact that these guys had a bit of class to wear a belt to keep the pants on. It's good for your monsters to go, rah, 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 I'm going to wear my pants. Arr, pants. And here's the next adventurer, Major Quinton Steele, I think is his name, and he's a great little safari man here. We'll first have a look at his weapon, because it's pretty boss. It's basically a blunderbuster, and you should know what that is, because that's a pretty badass gun. The way you have it is just, plop that on, and it's just one of these little holders at the top here for a scope. It looks really cool. I really like it. And of course, this is a safari guy, so he's got a safari hat, but it does pop off extremely easily as I rocketed off there. Literally, boom. It's the worst thing about this guy. That's how it pegs in. It's just like that, so you would assume it just pops into his head, but yeah, not quite as easy as one would hope, unfortunately. But see, it pegs on here without any issue at all. I mean, it doesn't fly off here. It's just literally, I'm guessing the shape of his head or something, that this thing does not like itself. Zooming in, he's got a great Triple H handlebar mustache and a cool steampunky monocle. No backplate because of back face because of the helmet. The front here is awesome. He's got a little map and bullets and whatnot. And the actual thing goes all the way to his back, and his pants has little werewolf claws and a little pouch as well. He's really detailed. It's crazy how cool these two look together. I would say anyway. I think they're a good little combining set for Lego minifigures, of course. So let's move on to the actual Lego building sets, and we start off with his car, with Sir Quinton Steele's car first. And yeah, it's kind of a cool little car, if you ask me. I mean, it's got these big cool wheels on, which spin around nice. Lovely shape and design to it, very steampunky, very of its time. I love the fact that it's got a little frog on the front there, and it rolls hella well. A little bit better, actually, than the car I talked about in the last video. And here is that car, just for a size comparison. You can see the difference in how big the car is in comparison to this. But, bigger set, more budget, whatnot. You are paying more for a bigger car. But they work well together, if you ask me. So let's get Quinton Steele here. Take off his hat, because that's annoying. Plop him in the car there. There is one thing to note, and that's because of the shape of these parts here. His arm needs to be at this kind of angle. Otherwise, his elbow will just, you can't have his arms by his side, basically, while he's driving, which, makes sense. I mean, he's got to grab the steering wheel, right? But yeah, these little headlights can, you have to adjust them a bit more than you would in the other cars, but I think they look really cool. And what I like to do with his gun here is there's a little hook. I don't know what you call these things, but you see it there, little hook thing there and there. And I usually just get the gun and just slot it in there. Now, it does catch on the wheel a little bit, but if you just push it out to the side, it's fine. And it's somewhere to store his gun, so that's cool. Whether intentional or not. So let's drive through, guys. And straight on to the next set, which is a tree. It's a very nice spooky tree, and it's got the moonstone here with the awesome werewolf sign on, or symbol, and a moon, which is kind of badass, and it's nice and orange. It's weird. This set's kind of like a temple tree altar thingy. It's weird. It's nice. It looks like a very nice tree. This is obviously a gimmick. I bet you can't guess what it's for, though. So I'll show you. We'll load up the werewolf here. And yeah, let's get to gimmick time. And with just a flick of the switch, the werewolf springs into action! So yeah, it's kind of a not amazing gimmick, but it's fun enough. I mean, it does enough to be entertaining as we put those bits of the tree back and push that off to the side. So that's how it should go. And I mean, it's not an amazing effect, like I say, but it works. It's pretty fun. Kind of like the Lord of the Rings one with Gimli tossing, which is fun. So we get the werewolf here, and the werewolf's meant to come down and like stab him and rip up the good Major Quentin Steele to death, because that's how werewolves play their games. Overall, I would say that the set is okay. The minifigs are really cool in it. You can have a lot of fun with it, but the actual tree itself, because it is simply a tree, it is more of a decoration to add on to another set, say with the zombie set, to go in the graveyard. On its own, like I say, you can have enough fun with it, but I really do think if you have another set to go along with it, like an actual building to go and accompany this, I think you're going to have a lot more fun with it, just because it adds that kind of spooky extra quality to it, rather than it just being a tree. It's a tree and, oh look, it's a zombie yard, or something like that. So personally, the way I did this was I got this when it was cheaper. I think it started off as £18, and I got it for like £12 or something like that. And for £12, it's a great little set. So yeah, guys, that is the next in my little Lego zombie reviews, or little Lego Monster Hunters reviews, I should say. We've got one more to go, which is the Mummy. So I will see you for that one, hopefully soon. I don't think it'll take too long, because it's a very small set. But see you next time, guys.